cold this morning. I'm back in the van. Let's just see, this came on yesterday. Been raining all night. Of course that's still dry obviously. I've only put it in yesterday. I've got to get rid of the full one though. Right, so how did we get on with our battery charger? Yes, well it says off, which I presume that means that it's fully charged. So yes, so now it's unplugged from the mains and it's showing 13.4 volts, which means that the battery is fully charged. That's great. So that's worked. Thanks, Bob. Right, so proof of the pudding now with the battery charged, and it's been well, I'd say it's been about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Right, so on my keyring, you see this little flashing light here? That is my alarm, and I always forget to do it, but I have to switch it before I start it. It won't start, you see. It's like I don't know what it's called anyway. Disarm it. You see the light goes out. It's very good. Right, start again. Right, so on. Will she go first go? Look at that. Bubble. Fabulous. Right. Okay, I'm going to also do my tyres, and I'm going to do the water, set the water in motion. So I've got these Aqua Mega Taps water purifying tablets. They weren't cheap, but they keep your waste tank free of bugs and bacteria. So I'm just going to put it in, leave it for 30 minutes, rinse it out, put another one in, and put a small, it's half a tablet, half of one of these tablets I reckon will clean the tank, and then I'll cut it into 3 and use a third of each tablet for each tank I use while it's in use, and it's a water purifying, so that's pretty good. A lot of people use like a Purasol or something, which is made by the same company, just for rinsing their tank out, and then they don't purify it in between. But really it needs constant purifying because it's in a plastic tank underneath the van. So I'm going to have a go at that. So we'll do that today, but I'm going to do the tyres first. Right, the tyre pressures are here on the inside of the driver's door on the stanchion here, and it's 55 front, 64 back. 55 and 64. I use one of these. It's very good. It's even got a torch on it if we have a breakdown or something. What's happening to Blackpool? Sunshine for a couple of days. Still cold though. Right, so that's on 49. So it's gone down quite a bit. So let's set it on to 64 for the back. Go like that. Set it to 64. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. And while I'm here, I'll set this to 55. This is the 55 for the air-assisted springs at the back, you know. Yeah, and there it's just here. The right hand back, left hand back. The back one for the back rear assist. And it doesn't quite reach to the front of the cigar lighter, so I use the the leisure battery. I've got a cigarette lighter one here by the sink, which is quite useful as well. It runs my lights along the back. Of course, silly me, I didn't switch it on the pump on the internal thing, so just I've done that. Doesn't like it, the leisure battery doesn't like this so much, it's quite heavy duty. It's working though. Actually, while we're here, we'll just see if that works, that lighting. Press it on, there you go. It goes along by the kitchen, looks very effective at night. You have different colours, but we like the blue. And it just goes in there like that. I must make sure that I switch it off here. Switch it off there. And there is a switch around here. Oh, morning. Switch behind this curtain here, which switches all the switches off there. Right, I'm going to do the front right tyre and the rear right tyre, and then we'll do the water. Right, while I've been doing tyres, I've put the electric on and I've opened all the cupboards up to give them an air. They were open actually before, for the first 4 or 5 months, and then I closed them up to give them a little run round. So anyway, I've opened them all up, give them an air, and I've got this little tester in this socket here for the electric, which tells me if it's all running. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, that's alright, so it's a mains tester, so that's alright, that's okay. I'm going to put the heater on, so let's have a look at this. Right, heater. I think the 12 volt has to be on for the fan. It's all coming back to me now. So we put the 12 volt on there. I'm not sure whether this one has to be on or not, but we'll switch it on anyway. Just see if the lights are working. Yeah, they're all alright. Right, these ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's working alright. Right. See if the fan in the toilet's working. Lovely. Got extractor and air in. That's it. This all works, is it? Yeah. So all the 12 volts seems to be going alright. I've put my little toilet light on the toilet, and we'll be doing the flush of the toilet in the cassette shortly as well, when I do the water. Don't know whether I'll do it today, but it's a job in progress. I bought this as well. This is a nice little drainer, perfect for a caravan, for plates and your cutlery here. And I'm going to put, I've got to go in here for the where I store my thing, but I'll put this up here like that. Right, now last year I built a shelf down here for this. It comes out here because it's pushed the bin out of the way, open the door and it opens up like this, like that. That's it. Forgot about the bin when I put it on, but it's alright because it just closes up underneath it. Right, so, but I'm going to put one on here as well, so it gives you a bit more shelf space, because, so I'll show you when I do that, but I'm going to put this, it'll go on there, it's perfect for that, and it comes out as well. Initially I was going to put it on the shelf up here, but I think I'll leave it there because it's quite good, and you've still got a space here to put other things. And also, when I Di does all her ablutions in the shower, but I do mine here. So I've had a shelf here, I can put my toothpaste and bits on there, but I'll show you what I do with that. Now, while I'm here, the reason I came here in the first place was because over the winter I always store the drain bung for the hot water heater in here with a screwdriver, and so I know where it is. I've got a terrible memory and I forget where everything is. So there's my tab, which I need in a minute to do the water. See, I just forgot what I was doing with this heater, so switch it on to full like that. On my habitation they said we had to have a new smoke alarm, so I'll put that up here. That's an air freshener. Clock's still working, it's right as well. That's the old smoke alarm. I'll just leave it in there, it still works well. But it was out, I had to have a new fire extinguisher, and the fire blanket was alright as well, so that's good. I've got lots of little jobs to do. I'm going to put some lights in here and a socket somewhere. I've got it in here to do. We'll be doing that as we go along. I don't know where I'll get that next week before we go. We're going in a few days time, so let's get it warmed up in here, see what happens. Right, it's water time. Right, this is the old water cascade for the hot water system, and on this edge here is the plug hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little clean out here like this. Just make sure there's no mice in there or droppings or dust or anything, and then we just put that back in there like that. Right, screw it in. You must always take that out in the winter, otherwise your heater will freeze up. Right. This is what you did in the old days. Modern motorhomes, I think they have a automatic cut-off switch or something, I don't know. Right, so that's in. Good. Next, fill up the water tank. But I think I opened these taps. This is the waste tap at the back. So I just made sure that it's switched off here, as I forget it. So we're doing the bung hole. That's it. Right. This is the water tank. Take the bunk out of it. Just made sure that the tap's off. The freshwater tank tap underneath here. So I'm going to put half a tablet, and that does a full tablet does 50 gallons. Well, the tank for the Clubman is only 86 litres, so half a tablet will clean it. Absolutely fantastic. Clubman doesn't take as many tablets as I do. There you go, I'll stick that in there, and we're going to get the hose. That's it. Let's go and switch it on now. Right, so it's all coming through. I'm going to get the taps working while that's filling up. It's lovely and warm in here now. Warming it all up nicely. I'll probably put it over into the hot air part. Into... I can't remember which is which. Is that? Let's have a look, because it comes out of here. Oh yeah, it's blowing out nicely, that. Alright, this is the fun bit. We've got these pumps with water pump on. That's the water pump. That definitely hasn't been on for 6 months, that. The sink. Water's coming through. idea is to get all the air out of the system, because you get air blocks in it. It's very slow to start with. It's coming out now though. Right. Shower's working. Not that we use this much. It's working anyway. More flow on it, and I think it might. Looking quite nicely that now. Right, good. Let's see what the tank level's doing. Well, it's reading full now, but whether it is or not, I don't know. Let's go and see outside. Bet it's pouring all over the garden. I'll put it back on its hook. Up there. I got that shower head because it's more economical for a caravan. You get more water out, pressure, and use less water. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Heater's great. Right, so what I'm going to do next is switch the hot water. Should be enough in the full tank in a minute by now. So I see that's on. That's the hot water on the mains electric. Oh yes, pouring out. So I'll leave that for about half an hour, and then I'll rinse it through. Let it just settle in the tanks. There's a bit in the waste tank. What I could do is do the toilet cassette now. Toilet flush. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right. Try it here. Right. That there. Takes quite a lot, this tank, but you can overfill it because then it starts coming up and over the top. I filled it up, and this little tube here shows you how much is in there, and really you don't want to go any higher than about 3/4 of the way there, then you won't have any overspill. Okay, now what I'm going to do is do the cassette. And that just wants a little bit in the bottom of water and fluid cleaner. You just pull that back, and that's your hole there. That's it. Right, I've just put a little water in. A little bit of water. I'm going to go get some rags and mop up all this surplus here. Right. Do the inside as well. Right, so just top that up, clean it all up, make sure it's tight, shut the door up. Very good bit of advice on here, on the back of the sink. Right, so what I do is I put a bit down the sink, like so. I would advise drinking this, but for the waste tank it's excellent. So pump's still on, so let's get a bit of that. Tuck it in there like that. Hopefully. Clean it through. It's a bit slow actually. I think it may need a bit of that probably clean it anyway. This is the best stuff, this is what I'm putting in. There you go. Diane's making the shelf. Covering the shelf to go in the sink, which I'll do tomorrow. I've had enough today, I'm going to have a cup of tea. You going to make some dinner, Dims, dear?
Yes, I am.
Or shall I do it?
No, I'll do it. It's all right.
What we having?
It's made.
Right. Oh, the water's nice and hot now, that's good. So at least the water heater's working. That's cool. Lovely. Gets piping hot that as well. I think this is going to have a little bit of a plunge. No, it's going down now. That's it. That's a job I'm going to do next week, or tomorrow, Tuesday. That shelf's going up in there. See if this is toilet's working. Oh yes, perfect. Flushing away lovely. That's great. Right. Oh, it smells beautiful. Right, so I'll just shut that down for now. Right, have a mop up. I forget. Put some down here. This one always gets forgotten in the shower tray. But you need some down there as well. Just to freshen it up. Lovely. Right, let's get some water. Nice warm air coming out of there. It's going to be cold next week, I think, on Tuesday, Wednesday when we go away to Bayview. We like that one to start off with anyway. Right, so just bung a bit down there. It's going away alright anyway. Cool. Right, mop up at lunchtime and tea time.